Hello, welcome to the Greenhous Meadow, where Blues have been defeated by 4-2 by Shrewsbury Town in pre-season. Plenty for Lee Clark to think about after a difficult game where both sides had chances, but Shrewsbury were the team certainly who were fastest out of the blocks. They got 2 goals within 15 minutes, but Blues got themselves back into the game a minute into the second half. Matt Green with an excellent strike, and then Chris Burke with a trademark left-footed strike into the top corner got them back to 2-2, but Shrewsbury once again showed great resurgence to grab the victory, a 4-2 win. In the commentary box for the Blues player commentary with me was former Blues captain Ian Clarkson, and Ian, so much for Lee Clark to think about, both from a positive nature and a negative nature tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we start with the positives, I thought for 30 minutes, 10 minutes before half-time and 20 minutes after half-time, when they upped the tempo, they harassed the opposition, they got Allen on the ball a lot. I thought they played some really good stuff. Got a great goal from Burke, good goal from Green, and that came about because they increased the tempo. They played at a championship tempo and made the opposition look like lower league players, and they worked really hard. Prior to that, I thought they gave Shrewsbury a fair bit of time on the ball, and Shrewsbury got some decent players given time and space, and it was tricky. I thought defensively we got caught square too often with quite a high line, but again I think that was because they had time and space on the ball, and they could pick the passes off. So I mean, I think the manager will have watched that and thought, yeah, there's plenty of positives. 2 weeks ago to the start of the season, so there's no major panic. That may not be starting 11. I doubt very much whether it will be for the start of the season, but there was some promising signs there, and ultimately it's a pre-season game, so if we beat Watford, nobody will care what the score was at Shrewsbury.
First time you've seen many of the new players in action. Yeah. Who impressed you, who didn't?
Probably should say who impressed me. I thought Scott Allen did well. I think he's obviously not fully match fit yet, but I think you saw shades. The more and more he got on the ball, he's going to be influential. Chris Burke always impresses me whenever I see him. I thought Green worked really hard up front. I thought Shinnie showed some little touches whereby he could be effective in there. So from that perspective, they were the players who probably caught my eye the most tonight. And again, I think the manager said the same thing. Football you have to do some ugly things in football, and Blues did some pretty things tonight. Did them well, but they didn't do the ugly things that well.
Better for these things to happen though at this stage of the season rather than in 2 weeks' time when the championship kicks off.
Oh, absolutely. And as I said, I'm a big believer that friendlies don't matter. I mean, they are just there as a fitness perspective. But again, from the manager's thing, he'll want the players to get into good habits, work hard, and just the little things like tracking runners, winning second balls, all those ugly things you have to do in football. The sooner they start doing those, which they did for half an hour and look very effective, then they'll be far better for it.
We sure saw Shane Ferguson back out there on the left-hand side. Great to see him back in a Birmingham City shirt after an impressive last season.
Oh yeah, he was top class last season. He looked tired today, and it's been a whirlwind day for him. He's a good player, but so again, you've got people like Shane Ferguson to come in who's going to offer a lot of quality.
One final chance to see the players to impress Lee Clark and him to decide on that starting lineup for the game against Watford, against Hull, and that will perhaps be an entirely different test to the one we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Hull are a better team than Shrewsbury, so it'll be a tricky test. It'll be a different style of game. Expectation won't be as high on Blues, but what I would say is Hull will be a decent team. But if you put them under pressure, close them down, even Premier League footballers find it hard playing under that much pressure. So for Blues, it'll probably be a more realistic game for them in terms of can we close opposition down, and I expect Lee Clark will want far more oomph, to coin a phrase.
Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been great to have you in the commentary box with us, and last game for Blues to impress Lee Clark on Saturday, as we just mentioned, against Hull City at St Andrews. Blues back on home ground for the first time in pre-season, and the last game before the championship kicks off at St Andrews against Watford on August the 3rd. We'll be back then, so we'll see you later.